Hi everybody, my name is Victoria. Welcome back to my channel. Today is probably going to be a short video because I don't have a lot of time, so I'm not going to spend too much time talking about every book, but I wanted to share with you my February TBR. So I haven't done my January wrap-up yet, but I will just tell you that I had a wonderful January reading month, and I finished a lot of things, like more, I feel like I finished more books than I had in a while, and I still might finish one more, and I'm going to mention that book because at this moment of filming I'm not finished with it, but I do think I could be finished with it by January 31st, but I'll mention it in case it carries into February. But I am currently working on Babylonia by Costanza Casati, I think is the author's name. I'm sorry if I butchered that. And this was my book of the month pick for January, and I have been really enjoying this. So I will have more thoughts for you soon, but as of right now, I think I'm maybe like 60% of the way through. I'm gonna see if I can finish it in January, but if not, this is the first thing that I'll probably finish in February. This follows an ancient Assyria and a female main character, and also the politics that she gets involved in. She marries a governor, and then we see the court from there, and she's kind of a commoner, and then she marries into like higher society. And so it's very like brutal. It's a very brutal world with ancient times set in Assyria, and it's been really fun to read, and I think the writing is really good too. I've been really liking it, so that will maybe be finished first in February, possibly, or the end of January, but I thought I would mention it. I have some different categories of books that I'm working through. Another carryover is the book on my Kindle that I'm working on right now, which is Words of Radiance. So I'm currently reading Words of Radiance. At this point, I'm about 15%. And this is a reread for me too, a very slow reread. So I'm about 15% through Words of Radiance. So really just barely at the start still. But I guess I finished part 1 of Words of Radiance, and really enjoying it. I do think that just the pacing of Words of Radiance is it's really good pacing, and it moves along. It's fast paced, but not to the point where I feel like there's too much happening. I just feel like this book is so well constructed, and I was hoping I would feel that way on the reread too, and I have so far. So I will still be reading this book in the month of February. Okay, so new things on the docket. I really need to read this next book because it was given to me by an author maybe a year ago, a little over a year ago, and I feel really bad about that I didn't get to it last year at all, but I'm going to get to it in February, and that is Linden Falls by Joshua Hershey. This is a fantasy, a Christian fantasy that was kindly given to me by the author in exchange for a review, and so I have not done that review, obviously, and so I do plan on doing that in February. It's not too long either, so it should be doable. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I will just read you the back because I don't know that I could just give you a synopsis off the top of my head, but it says, Mabel is a rumored witch whose kingdom belongs to Lavian the serpent. Her people are enslaved in darkness, but everything changes when Mabel discovers a book that transports her to a world of angels and demons. There she wields swords of fire and faces Tannin, a spirit-infested dragon. And then there's a little bit more, but that's kind of the beginning of it. So I am looking forward to it. Maybe finding a new Christian fantasy indie book series that I like. I don't know if this is going to be a series or if it's a standalone, but I will report back once I've read it. Next, I am always working on a book in a series, and I have a list of series that I'm in the middle of. I think I'm in the middle of like 18 or 19 series total, which is a lot. So I randomly pick a series, like literally randomly a number generator as far as like the number of series I have listed in my journal. And the one that landed on this month was actually a duology. So if I read this book, I can get this one off of my series list, and that is The Empress of Time by Kylie Lee Baker. The first book is The Keeper of Night, which I picked up in a book of the month subscription box, and I really enjoyed it. It's sort of a Japanese horror fantasy world, and I just thought it was really twisty and dark, and I enjoyed also learning about like the Japanese folklore that the author sprinkles throughout the story. And so I'm continuing and finishing the duology, so I'm excited to do that. And the first book left off on a little bit of a cliffhanger, so I have been wondering what happens next. So I'm excited to finish this. Next up, I'm trying to work through a book of the month, either a backlist or front list, every month, so that I can kind of get this pile down over here. This is my book of the month cart, but I actually have more a little bit over there that you can't see. So this is not even all of them, but a backlist book of the month that I would like to dive into in February is The Women by Kristen Hanna. I'm so excited to read this book. I've heard wonderful things about it, and I have read Kristen Hanna, and I know that I enjoy her as an author. I've read The Nightingale is the other Kristen Hanna that I've read. I own a couple others, but I just haven't picked them up. So I'm excited to pick up The Women, which I believe is her most recent novel. And this is set in the Vietnam War era. And I don't think I've read any historical fiction set in the Vietnam War. So I'm really, really interested to see what she does with it. And I've heard wonderful things. So I'm expecting to really love this. It's a little bit of a chunker, so we will see if I can finish it in February at my very slow reading pace currently. Next up, actually, I'll see if I can pull it up on my Kindle Color Soft here, which, by the way, I'm loving. I recently got a Kindle Color Soft, and I am just super loving using it. It is fun. I'm not like a huge graphic novel reader on here, at least not yet. I would like to try it, but it's just so nice having the option of color on your Kindle. So really, really liking my device. So the next book that I'm gonna read is a Patreon pick, and so this is for Tiffany's Patreon, and I'm gonna open it, see if I can show you the cover. And oh, it didn't give me the cover. I have to find the cover. Hang on. Hold on. I should sing the Jeopardy theme song. Do, 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 do. Where is it? Okay, there it is. It's not that exciting of a cover, but that's okay. I am going to read The Black Tulip by Alexandre Dumas, and this would be the second Dumas that I've read, because I have read The Count of Monte Cristo. And this one is so intriguing. This is about the black tulip craze, apparently, which I didn't know was a thing. And a man is growing a tulip heart, like cultivating this black tulip, I guess. And there's more to the story. I can't actually remember the synopsis right now, but I remember being very intrigued. So this is for Tiffany's Patreon. If you want to check out her channel and join us to read this, I am hoping to really love this one. I will say I didn't love Count of Monte Cristo like so many people do, and I was a little bit disappointed about that. But this one being a shorter work, I might like it more, because I really liked a lot of things about Dumas' writing. Count of Monte Cristo dragged on for me in certain places. I really liked the beginning, and I lost some interest in some of the middle parts, and then I liked the ending again. But I just felt like it was so long. But it was still good. I had a lot of enjoyment out of it, but just not like my favorite classic ever at this point. So this being about, I think it's like 270 pages, something like that. So not a super long classic, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what this is all about, because it's not one that I had heard about before. February being a short month, I don't really want to add anything else to that TBR, because I'm sure this will be plenty to be working through. But if for some reason February goes really well, I do want to try a new book of the month that I literally just ordered today, and that is my book of the month choice for February, which is First Time Caller by, is it B.K. Borison? It's not an author I've read before, so now I'm blanking on the name, but I'm going to put a picture here since I don't actually have the book with me right now. This is an option that I could maybe pick up in February. I think it would be fun to read like a romance book, because I don't really have that on the docket right now for February. So if I pick up anything else in February, it will probably be this book, which it gives Sleepless in Seattle vibes. It's about like a radio talk show host who has this show about love, but he doesn't really believe in love. So, you know, kind of cheesy there, but that's the fun about these books, is the cheesiness and the tropes, and we know that they're going to fall in love, and it's just a matter of how and when. So, yeah, I was sold by the kind of Sleepless in Seattle premise between a radio talk show host. So I'll give it a go. And I know that this author is very beloved also. I think wrote a Christmas series, like romantic Christmas Hallmark movie kind of book. So I have not read that one. I think it's called like Tree Light Farm, something like that. But yeah, this is a very beloved author. People rave about that series, so I'm excited to try this. These are some of the things that I have on the docket for February. That's my Kindle, by the way, my new Kindle case with my little stickers. And so those books, in addition to possibly another book of the month book, and that is what I'm reading in February. I'd love to hear what you are reading, and have you found any favorite books already in January? I actually did, and I'm so excited to talk about them. I will be talking about them in the next video that I'll post. That will be my January wrap up. And yeah, it's just been off to a wonderful start. My reading year is going great. If you want to follow my bookish journey, be sure to subscribe to this channel if you're not already. I also have other places that you can follow me, like Goodreads and Storygraph and Instagram, where I am fairly active and I try to be present there. So definitely follow me there. I also have a Discord channel if you would like to chat there. Keep reading great books, and until next time, bookworms, bye-bye.